Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Melusi Dlamini. I'm from Manzini Nazarene High School. I'm so excited to teach you in this platform, the online platform, which will help us to get more of our lesson while you are seated at the comfort of our home. So, ladies and gentlemen, this lesson is basically made for the Form 5 students who are doing ICT, Information Communication Technology. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to take you on chapter 21, which is web authoring. So, today I am going to teach you about how to come up with a basic HTML web page. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to take you step to step. So what I will emphasize throughout this tutorial, you need to have your laptop set up with what we call Notepad C++ or your front page or your web expression. So in this case, I am going to teach you the basics of HTML using a text editor called Notepad C++. But remember, I'm just doing it because of what the basic text of HTML. But in your syllabus, we are going to cover what we call web expression and web Microsoft front page. So pardon me for that. For now, I will show you using HTML. It's just to understand the basic HTML text, because when you are going for the web express, but I will show you before the end of the tutorial also how to come up with the same thing in using web expression and Microsoft front page. So now let's get started. The first thing to do is to create a folder on our desktop where we are going to save our project. So you go to your desktop, you right click it, you go to say new folder, and then you give it, maybe mine would be I will call it CV, where we're going to create a web page about my CV, who I am. So after doing that, I can go and look for Notepad, and it comes as blank as you could see. So what you are going to do, you are going to open the HTML tag. It's very important to start always when you are starting your web page. You have to start with the HTML tag, and then what I used to tell my students is that you have to open a big space for coding. This space will allow you to see where to go. Okay, in this case, I think this one is enough. So we can come up with the closing tag for our HTML, and then we can come back here and say, sorry, you have always, when you are coming up with a web page using HTML language, you have to open the tag and close your tag. So the one that you started with opening should be the last to close. Okay, you okay. So now what we are going to do, as we have opened HTML and closed HTML, we need then now to come up with what the content of the HTML. What is it that will make up the website? We will also have what we call the head tag, which will enhance us to also can also space. We have to also close the head tag. We have to close the head tag. The head tag will enhance us to come up with internal style sheet, and external style sheet will help us to come up with title of the website. Let's start with the title of the website. We will open the title tag, say title, and then we will say my CV, and then you can close your title tag, and then from here this one will be shown on top of the page when you are running your application. So you can also have other text in between here, which is we call the style. We can open the style tag maybe to show, say, style and then we can close our style tag. So here we are going to come up with what we call the style sheet, and this one will be called the internal what? The internal style sheet. Okay, so now we have to come up with the body tag, where we will say the body. From the body tag we can also this is the main one, because we cannot say we have a website without having the body tag. You have to close the body tag down there on top of the HTML tag. So the body tag, basically what happened with the body tag is that the whole website, you can come up with the style sheet, internal and external, but if you don't have the body tag, it means there's no website. How will it appear? So everything that appears on your web page, it is coded between what? Between the body tag. The images, the tables, videos, and everything that you see is between what we call the body tag. Okay, in this case, we will just come up with easy tags. So the first one to come up with the head tag. Sorry to say head, the header one tag, and you have to close the header one tag. What is the meaning of header one tag? We are simply saying that within our website or within our web page, let we have something like a header. We know this from Microsoft Word, where you have a head maybe underlined, or like a topic. It's called a topic in some instances. So in this case, I will say, this is my CV from high school to industry. So it's so exciting, ladies and gentlemen. It's really exciting. So now we say this is my CV from high school to industry. So this will be my head. You see, I've opened the head tag and I've closed the head tag, which is called the header one. Header one. Then from here, I will say now, I am now coming up with the real CV, and the real CV I will put it within what we call the paragraph. So I'll come up with the p tag, or sorry for that one. Come up with the paragraph tag. I'll close the paragraph tag. Since that I want to come up with a lot of stuff within the paragraph, I can maybe take it a little bit up, down, take this up so that we could catch up on what is happening. So I will say, I finished my Form 5 at Airport High School 2012. I did my degree in information communication technology at Lincoln University. You can always break this down so that you can see, avoid mistake, like this one. I finished. Okay, I can speak space. Pardon me with grammar and everything. It's just to illustrate good people. I'm not an English person. Information communication technology at Limcock University of Creative Technology. I am currently a teacher at Manzini Nazarene High School. So from here, this is what's going to appear on our website. I have to show you how from this part how it looks like before we can continue. We can go on and say file, save as. Then you have to browse where to find your where to save your project. In this case, I've created a folder called CV, and then you have to change here. You can call it index, and then you have to change the file type because we're dealing with HTML. It should be we look from the list of these files and try to locate what we call HTML hypertext markup language. We select it and then we save our work. Let's quickly go and check what has happened from our desktop. There is the CV folder. You can double click it. Okay, we have made a mistake while saving here. We forget to add the .html. Oh God, come on, what happened? Oh, devil is a liar. We can go to our recycle bin and try to recycle this project. Because say restore, because we need it. We need that one. We need it. We can open with Notepad. We want to edit it. It was wrongly saved. So why would we cry about it? So the mistake here was that yet we have chosen the HTML tag. Or we have chosen the HTML tag. See, yeah, well, there you go. Yet we say index, but we have to write that dot HTML. Right, I think now the problem will be solved. We say CV. Now, as you see now, the problem is solved. You can double click and you see from your browser, you can see that this is my CV from high school to industry. I finished blah 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 blah. So this is how easy it is, ladies and gentlemen, to come up with a basic web page. To wrap up things, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back and see how we basically came up with this one. I also promised to come up with some style. So in this case, we say we open the HTML and we close the HTML tag. We also came up with the head tag and we have closed the did we close the head? Yeah, we did close the head tag. Come up with the body and we have closed the body tag. The paragraph, we closed the paragraph tag. The header and we close the header tag. So with the style sheet, we say there is internal style sheet that is within the HTML page, and there is what we call an external style sheet, which is outside the web page. What basically happened is, imagine that you come up with the internal style sheet. The external style sheet only focuses on that specific web page. It doesn't affect the other web page. Imagine that you've got 20 connected web pages within your website. So, and then you come up with one color which is red through your header. And when you produce the website for a particular company, they say, no, we don't like the red color within your header. Can you change it to black? So as a programmer, you have to go back to each and every HTML web page and try to change the color of that head. But when you have used the external style sheet, which will you only link it within the head tag. So you only change it once and it affects all the other pages. So I always emphasize that when you are coming up with your website, do go for the external style sheet because it will affect all the web pages you have. When you change one color there, unless if the setting that you want it to only affect that web page, it's where then you can come up with the what, with the internal style sheet. In this case, let us try to come up with the header one. So with the header one, we will try to say to header one, we want you to have a color which is red. Let's test if that will work, because you see now we have just given instruction to header one that have a color red, and then we can also come up with another styling where we can say, listen here paragraph, I want you to have a color, blue, and let's say check how will a color will look like for the paragraph. You see now paragraph, and you see from your paragraph the text much like small text. So what you're going to do then, it's simple. We have to go to the internal style sheet. We say, okay, paragraph, since we have this color, can you have also a font size which is 5? Let's see if it will respond to the instruction we have given to the program. 5, it's becoming very small. Okay guys, let's try let's try 20 to say, to be crazy, let's say 20 and see what will happen. I don't know what the default size of that paragraph, but when you look at this one, maybe 20, maybe I will say 50 to see how big it will become. Yeah, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. We can say maybe 50. Want to see how big it will when you say 50? Go and check. Yeah, see how big it is now. So exciting. So big. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was worth trying. Good people. Let's hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you send me some comments or some questions if you have any question with regard to this tutorial. Thank you. I will see you in the next topic.